And there we are. We have rolled over to 12 noon. So while Chris is getting himself fully set up, I will make the introductions. So first of all, I'm Susan Hurrell. I'm the Director of Sales Enablement here at Neovation, and it's my pleasure to produce this webinar series for, excuse me, Neovation's clients, prospects, and friends. So welcome and thank you for giving us an hour of your time today to join Chris Wood and myself to talk about how we can better support you as LMS administrators. So I will be monitoring the chat. So please use that to answer any of the questions that Chris puts forward to the group during our session. Because we've got a few kind of straw polls that we want to just see just for interest sake. I'll take a look at all your questions. I'll answer what I can and make sure that they get brought forward at the end for a Q&A session. But put them in as you think about them, and Chris might answer them as he goes through the presentation. So there is that as well. We will be sending out a recording and a list of all of the resources that Chris is going to show you today. So you don't need to worry about screenshots and taking notes. You can sit back and relax. You're going to get it all. And at the very end of the session, there's going to be a survey. It will just pop up on your screen when you close the session. Please fill it out. It really helps us. The feedback is so valuable. And there's a place in that 5 or 6 question survey form to give us ideas for the kinds of webinars you would like to see so we can make webinars on the topics that are important to you. And Chris, if we're ready to go. Excellent. I'd like to introduce today's presenter, Chris Wood. Chris has been with Neovation for 10 years, and he started out as a support desk person and is now for the last 5 years he's been leading the client success team, which has grown a whole bunch from the 2 people that was 10, 12 years ago to a fully fleshed out team that can offer you all kinds of support. So with no further ado, be prepared for an information packed session that will show you all of the different ways that we're able to support you in your success. It is my pleasure to hand it over to you, Chris Wood.
Thank you very much, Susan. It's my pleasure to be here today and looking forward to talking with all of you around the different support services that we offer. So, as Susan mentioned, my name is Chris Wood. I lead our client success team here at Neovation, where our goal is to make our clients successful. And we're here to support you in many different ways through our Smarter You platform and just being there to assist with all of the different things that go on being an LMS administrator. So, in today's webinar, I want to touch on a couple different areas and talk about some of the different ways that our team is here to support you in your efforts with your LMS. So we're going to talk about the role of what an LMS admin actually is, some of the different things that you're doing as an administrator. We're going to show off a few of our top requests that we receive from clients. So just to give you a bit of behind the scenes as to the type of questions that we get and how we work with our clients to solve them. We're going to talk about a few of the different resources that we have available as well with our Smarter You Academy and revisiting that for all of our administrators. We're going to talk about the live chat that we have throughout the different systems. We're going to show off our Success Desk help system, a resource available to everyone all the time. Some different ways that we like to keep you informed throughout what you're doing with Smarter You in different ways. And then also talk about some of the different features or offerings and services that we have available through our team to assist you in different ways, maybe in deeper ways as you have new projects. And near the end today, I'm going to give just a real quick preview, or we'll talk about the next iteration of Smarter You. I'm sure many of you have seen us talking about it over the past year or so, where we have a new version of Smarter You coming out, Joy LMS, and we're very excited. So anytime I get the chance to quickly talk about it, I like to do that as well. So we'll jump into that a little bit as well. As Susan mentioned, if you have questions, please throw them in the chat. I'd love to answer some specific ones. We had a few questions sent in before the webinar, so I will address those as well. But if something piques your interest or you want to learn more, please send them through to the chat as we're going. So let's talk about our team. The client success team here is here to assist you in many different factors. So our team consists of multiple different groups specialized in ways to help with whatever projects you have on the go. And here are all of our lovely smiling faces for you to take a quick peek at. And you might recognize some of these folks through the different work that we've been doing with all of you throughout the years. But our success desk team, our premium dedicated support team here, helping and assisting you on the go with your day-to-day work. We have our strategic executions group that helps with larger projects, first implementations, maybe migrating or moving from different systems or new special projects, integrations with other systems as well. And then our performance and engagement team that just helps with the support center and all of our documentation and videos and help links and everything else. It's a team effort here, but we're here to assist with whatever you have on the go. So when I say whatever you have on the go, what does that actually mean? Well, we are here to assist you, your administration needs, with all of these different resources that I just talked about. And those resource centers are available to you in different ways. Our team, our success desk team is here to answer questions that you have through email. Anytime you need help, success@neovation.com is the general email address that comes into our team. And we triage it in different ways based on the people that are reaching out. So we're guaranteed to get back to you within 24 hours of your initial reach out. And if you have certified as a Smarter You Academy graduate, and I'm going to talk about what that means a little bit more in a moment, but showing that effort and showing that drive to be able to learn more about the system and be able to certify as a Smarter You power user, if you will, that also gets you a faster response time from our success desk, where you see here it's 8 hours to get back to you. But I'll tell you a little secret. Our team is lightning fast and we are very responsive and supportive. I was looking just earlier today to confirm, but our average response time back to our clients is about 32 minutes. 32 minutes on an email back. If you chat in with us and you're looking for help right through the integrated chat, we get back to our clients 2 minutes or less, depending on where you're coming from and when it is. Our regular office hours, 7 to 7, Monday to Friday, Central Time, but we do have additional resources available outside of those hours, whether it's AI-assisted chats, whether it's the Success Desk Help Center, lots of different things as well. Now, as an LMS administrator, what does that actually mean? There are so many different things that all of you are doing daily to help support your users, your organization with your LMS. Now, I've only added a couple here, but in the chat, I'd love to hear some of the different roles or responsibilities that maybe some of our guests have around what they do on a day-to-day. So please take a moment, throw them into the chat. There's different things like creating content, right? Obviously, through an LMS, that's one of the biggest things, is to have content for your users to consume and go through in the form of courses or quizzes or different things like that. LMS administrators often are responsible for managing their users as well. So onboarding of new users or managing users and their training as they get to different stages within an organization or within a service. LMS administrators often too will be working through different things like generating completion reports or managing reports for other people as well, really focusing on where engagement is coming from for all of their users and getting a good understanding and reporting on all of that. And then the compliance and certifications pieces of all of that as well. Very important to be able to manage all of that. Just allow me to close something here. So I'd love to hear, please take a moment, throw into the chat there some of the different things that you're working on. And maybe we're going to talk about some of those as we dive a little bit deeper into today's presentation. So as I mentioned off the start, throughout today's webinar, I'm just going to touch on a couple of the common requests that we get in the Success Desk group, right? Obviously, there's lots of different things that you're doing through Smarter You or through your LMS, but one of the most common that we see often is my user can't log in. They're having trouble logging in, or maybe they're not able to access the LMS. So our team works with your group to basically understand the scenario, the user, and what they're trying to do more. We're going to do things like checking that the profile exists, and we're going to confirm details around that profile, right? Their email address. There's no mistyped emails or anything like that. We want to make sure that all the profile information matches exactly what it is that you expect on the user. And then we also have some different areas that we can look at on users. So let me jump in actually to a Smarter You account right now and show you some of the different things that we would do in assisting with a question like this. So I'm in our Fina Shoes demo account, and maybe there's a question around, how Braden is not able to access his training. Braden, one of our sales reps here at Neovation. But what we would do is come in and take a look at the profile, right? Make sure the email address is spelled correctly. Make sure that the groups that they've been assigned to make sense for what we were trying to do as an organization. We're going to do things like checking these details, assisting or potentially directing you on how to edit any of them if needed so that you can make sure that things are corrected and working properly. And if there still is a login issue, we'll direct you to different ways that you can help those users with a password reset, or maybe making sure that that data that you have is actually accurate and working with the user to get appropriate data. So editing their profile or resending them an account invitation email, all available right within the account here, and our team helping guide to what those steps might look like to assist a user that's having login troubles. And then really quickly, I did want to talk about this too. So we have different audit logs within the system where you're able to see activity in different ways. And now our team obviously has done this in different ways and we're familiar with using it, but it's always a really good starting spot for our clients to use. Maybe I want to see, when has this user ever logged in? And we can see Braden has, but maybe it's been a while. So maybe he has forgotten his password because he hasn't logged in since the summer. There could be different clues that get left in the activity logs or the audit log of the account. And those are just some of the tips that we help guide our LMS admins on when they're trying to troubleshoot these different scenarios. So a lot of our administrators, they've been in their role for a while, right? Smarter You itself has been around since 2009. So we're over 14, 15 years now, and we have many clients that have been in their roles or working with Smarter You for many years. Over time, things have changed with Smarter You. We take recommendations, feature requests from our clients, and we help use those to improve the system. We learn what our clients are trying to do, what our administrators are looking for out of the system, and we make feature updates all the time. You've probably seen those emails going out that list off different improvements or feature request updates that we've done. But what we also see is, because clients use them so often, sometimes it can be hard to stay up to date on all the different changes that may be happening. We have our Smarter You Academy training that's available for any user to be able to go through and get a better understanding of what Smarter You can offer. Smarter You Academy has 12 different courses that allows you to go through and learn more about the basic features, the terminology used, maybe some new features that you didn't know were there before, and it allows you to spend some time learning and become certified as a Smarter You administrator. Now, obviously the benefits for yourself and your organization will be there when you become certified, but there's also other benefits that we offer to help entice people to go through that training to be able to have a better grasp on Smarter You. As I talked about earlier, the response times, you get top of the priority list responses from our success desk team if you're a certified administrator. We also like to celebrate our certified administrators. As you've gone through that training, you've really shown that extra partnership and wanting to know Smarter You and work with Smarter You. So we love to send a physical copy of the certificate that you get for completing the academy. You can put it up on your wall behind you. We also send you a $50 Neovation store gift card that you can use to buy some swag for Neovation or Smarter You, to show off your achievement. And then we also have monthly draws for our certified administrators. So if you've completed the Smarter You Academy, you're entered into that draw. We give away $100 gift cards to that gift store again, or that Neovation store, to allow you to take a look at some of the offerings there. But it's just our way to thank you for doing that and spending the time to learn more. Smarter You Academy, here it is. I'm jumping over to that account right now. You'll see here there are a number of different courses available for you. And it's not only a good way to initially learn, but it's also a great way to get into maybe an area that you hadn't used before. Maybe I have a new use case for some permissions that I want to give out to some users. I could go through the Smarter You Academy to make sure that I understand the differences between what group permissions can give me versus account level permissions, and get that foundational starting points that I can use that information with what I roll out to my users. Again, this is available for anyone. If you don't already have access, please send us an email, success@neovation. At the end of this presentation, we're going to share the recording of this webinar, but also a PDF that'll include a whole bunch of different links on areas that I'm talking about today, one of which will be the Smarter You Academy sign-up page, but you can find it on our website as well. We'd love to get you in there. Again, it can be as many people as you want from your organization to get some of that additional knowledge on how Smarter You works. And then just quickly, I wanted to also touch on the fact that we do quarterly surveys to help shape the future of Smarter You and what offerings or different feature sets that we have. And part of being in the Smarter You Academy certified grad group is that you get access to complete those surveys, and really another opportunity for you to give us feedback or suggestions, or maybe ask questions in a different way based on the Smarter You Academy. So I showed it earlier. Here's a nice little list of all the different courses that are available, and you'll see them as pretty high-level topics. But again, just starting points for you to better understand some of the different areas. Smarter You can be a robust LMS, so some of the different areas that you might be interested in. Okay, let's take another look at one of our more common requests that we get in Success Desk. And here's a good one around accessing content. My users can't access their courses. This could mean many different things again, but our team will work with you to understand exactly what the question might be and where things may have gone awry. We're going to go in and confirm that the enrollment exists. And I'm going to jump into a user right away here and take a look and see exactly what that means on a user profile. So if I go back into my demo account that I was looking at earlier, and if I'm trying to troubleshoot details on course enrollments for Braden, the starting spot for me usually will be on that profile that we were looking at earlier and taking a look at their course enrollments. This screen is giving me an enrollment report specifically for Braden, or the user that I'm looking at, and it allows me to dive deeper into what Braden actually has access to. I'll be able to look and make sure that he's got the enrollments that I want him to see. I'll also be able to do things like log in as the user. One of these features that is built into Smarter You in different ways that helps administrators troubleshoot for their users. I can click this button here and log in or impersonate the user to be able to see exactly what they see. Maybe the course isn't available on their learner dashboard. Maybe it's there, but there's a due date blocking them from them being able to access. This gives you the power to see exactly what they see, to really understand where the question could be starting from. Now, our Smarter You Success Center, our Help Center, is a great tool to allow you to dig into some of those features that we talked about a little deeper. It's got documentation around how to use the different features. It's going to talk to you about use cases when you're actually going in to use the different features as well. We've got questions based on scenarios around the admin interface, the learner interface. We have our release notes in different areas on the API, all available at all times. 24/7 online help system, and it's got tons of different, let me pull it up here real quick. It's got tons of different areas where I can look at. My screen share button is just in my way. Excuse me a second while I try and move that. There we go. Here we go. So the Success Center. From this page, I can use my search to find my group permissions. I am interested more in understanding how some of the different permission sets might be able to allow me to give additional access to users within my account, pass down the responsibility to supervisors or managers in different way. And you'll see here some great robust details around the different permissions, how to actually use them, some great ways and what the differences are between admins and some of the permissions that we have listed here and what those different permissions can do as well. On this page, you'll see links to some pieces around implementation guides and implementing Smarter You in different ways. We have a link to our status page and some online tutorials on our YouTube channel, as well as that Smarter You Academy that we talked about earlier. And in all of these places, whether it's in your accounts or on the Success Center, you have contact us buttons. We're here to help. If that doesn't answer the question that you're looking for, or based on this information, you have deeper questions, please reach out. The contact us or the chats, which I'm going to look at in a second here, all available in these different spaces. Now, live chat, as we just talked about. Our live chat is available throughout Smarter You on the admin side in all areas of the system. And the great thing about the live chat is that it is human agents on the other end. We are working with our users in the accounts with them. As you start a chat, our agent or our team member will know exactly where you are when you're accessing. They'll be able to understand some of the questions better based on the fact that you're asking from the enrollment report and you're looking at some reporting details or on the user profile because we're trying to figure out exactly why Braden doesn't have access to that course that we were looking at earlier. You'll see here, and I just jumped back into our demo account, that live chat right at the bottom of the page, right here to help. You give us some information and we start working with you right away. Under 2-minute response time for chat within business hours. And you can still ask questions after hours. We have started using some of our AI technology to be able to help answer questions after hours, pointing you at different resources, either in Smarter You Academy or the Success Center. But it also becomes an easy way to create a support ticket with our team. You can enter the information in as much details as you want. And when you submit it, it actually creates an email on our side that we can then follow up with at the next start of the business day. So making it seamless and easy for you to start the conversation in one spot and be able to continue it with our team whenever we're able to continue working with you on that. So the live chat, and again, if I jump around to different pages, on the admin side, you'll see that that chat is going to follow me around as I go, available everywhere. So we're here to help wherever you need the help. Email is always available as well. So obviously the success at Neovation, I've been talking about that a few times, but just to reiterate one more time, success at neovation.com gets you into our team and we're there to assist. Now, what does that look like, getting assistance from our team, right? How can you best find help in the different things that you're looking for? So we've looked at a few of them, with the Success Center being your starting spot. If you're looking for more information on how this feature specifically works, or the Smarter You Academy is part of that stream as well. Jumping into the live chat right within your account. So understanding that that live chat is going to give you right away assistance based on where you are and what you need. You can always email us at success@neovation.com. If there is a bigger conversation and maybe we want to set up some time that let's talk through this together. Let's do a screen share. Let's work through the scenario based on what you're trying to do together. That'll all come from that email as well. And for our certified administrators, we have the ability to identify a question or an issue as urgent to you. So client identified urgent issues. And by tagging the email that you send in, either with the words urgent or something like that in the content of the email, our system recognizes that there is a client with a urgent or important need, and the system will automatically triage that for us so that you're looked at right away and we can jump in and help you as quickly as possible. And of course, the lead training administrator in your organization is always a great resource, right? If it's things like sign-in issues or login or access, like we looked at earlier, sometimes that might be the best starting spot, right? The lead training administrator will have full access to the admin side of your account, maybe has worked through different things like this before and has troubleshooting steps that they can help with. Now, to note, these are all through our success desk, and we have contact information links all through the Smarter You promotional websites and places as well. Those ones get to us, but they go through the sales group first. So for fastest response time, please use the chat, send us an email directly. Those will get to us right away, and we can leave the sales side to those sales questions as well. Obviously, they will still end up with us. This just makes it faster for you to get responses. Now, let's take a moment. Let's look at another common question, and it's around content. So we talked about users, and now it's content, right? My content isn't loading for a user. Well, when we get questions like this, some of the different steps that we'll go through to try and help with you troubleshoot and figure out where the issue might be would be to actually log in to your account and take a look at the different pieces that are part of that course to make sure they are actually loading appropriately. Let me just quickly close out something here. Next, we will, through your permission, we'll enroll into the course and confirm that it's actually working as a learner, going through that learner experience to help identify where that issue might be. And then anytime you have content and it's available online through an LMS, you're introducing all sorts of other technology into the equation. So we're quite experienced working with clients to understand, browser configurations, potential limitations, operating systems, and how all of that can play together into this. So those will be conversations we have as well, right? Making sure that browsers are up to date and no cache problems are happening on them, checking internet connections and different things like that. Within the courses area, and you'll see here I got our Smarter You Academy open again, and I'm on the courses dashboard. There's different things that you can do right within the account that would look similar to what the troubleshooting would be that our team would do. Maybe there's a content slide within one of your courses that's not loading properly. Our team would go in and take a look, do some previewing, check the settings on it, make sure any of the content that's been added all looks nice and crisp, and then actually take that course on the learner side. So troubleshooting within the actual environment to give you specific examples, specific next steps, and potentially specific questions to ask your users that are having troubles. Now, of course, we talked about the Smarter You Academy and some of the different things that are constantly evolving with Smarter You, but there are other ways that we are trying to keep you informed as well. We have our Smarter News, Smarter You News that sends out every 2 weeks different feature updates, training tips, best practices for using different Smarter You features, as well as information around upcoming downtimes or maintenance periods or additional webinars like this one. The Smarter News is available in many different spots, but the easiest way is on the Smarter You website. And you'll see everywhere on our website near the bottom, very close to that chat that I was talking about earlier, you can actually add your email address here. That will keep you subscribed to everything around Smarter You. So highly recommend it. It gives us the ability to send you important updates on the system and also make sure that you understand the full power of the features that you have available to you. So again, this mailing list is available on the smarteryou.com website, and it will be included in the PDF that we send out afterwards. Now, additionally, we also have other ways that we're out there promoting different feature sets or trying to assist our clients with using the LMS and Smarter You in different ways. And you see a number of the different social platforms listed here. And one quick note, we are on our LinkedIn side, we are re-engaging in the Smarter You Administrators LinkedIn group. So again, one of the links on the PDF that gets sent out afterwards will be the ability to ask to join this group. And we'd love to have more and more of our Smarter You admins join this group. It gives you the ability to not only get updates from us in different ways, but also have conversations maybe with other administrators around how they've handled certain use cases or scenarios in different ways based on what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish within Smarter You. So the Smarter You Administrators LinkedIn group, love to get some more people in there, and you'll see some more posts happening there soon. Now, we've been talking about Smarter You a whole bunch, but obviously here at Neovation, we do have a few other offerings that we have some of our clients even in this meeting with. AutoLearn, our micro-learning platform, has a lot of the same supports available, whether it's our success desk team that's there to assist through the built-in chat or that same email address that we were talking about, or there's a robust support site for AutoLearn as well. And then also on the content side, custom learning, a lot of our clients either building content with our experts or trying to work on different things through rolling out that content and their project manager. There's many supports. If you're ever unsure, the best place to go, success at neovation.com is your starting spot. But yes, lots of supports no matter what you're using. And then our YouTube channel. So let me take a quick open up of the Neovation YouTube channel here, where you can see that other webinars like this get posted here. We also have different tips and tricks and our learning hub or different development projects using Smarter You features. There's a whole bunch of different videos located on this YouTube channel. So take a look and subscribe. Again, that's where webinars like this end up afterwards, where we talk about some of the different pieces that we're doing to support our clients, but also seeing the visual of one of our team members walking through a feature or different things like that, all available on this site. And some of the different things that we do put on there are the on-demand videos that kind of walk through some of those features. So just to call them out a little bit more, having a member of our team walk you through the learner dashboard builder. That was a really popular one that we did a little while ago, where Aaron from our team talked about how customizing the learner view can be so powerful for engagement and keeping Smarter You or the LMS fresh. So videos like that then end up on that YouTube channel. So definitely check it out. Okay, let's jump into another common request that we receive. And this one's around now giving access to courses, right? And that could mean multiple different things, whether it's enrolling someone into a course or assigning a learning plan. There's all sorts of different pieces that this could mean. So our team will work with you to understand what the course is, how it should be accessed, who needs access, looking at some of the different settings that might be getting in the way, making sure that you've thought of things like due dates and automated reminders and supervisor visibility and all of these different things, and then confirming permissions on who the user is that's actually doing the enrollments. Lots of different pieces like that. And again, we do it within your account. We go in to understand, the group structure, let's say, of your account and maybe how those courses are actually being rolled out. And we can take a look at the automation settings and offer guidance on maybe if all new users need this course, we do it through an automated enrollment instead of a manual enrollment to help you in the now, but also strategically planning for the future. Now, we've talked about some of the great support services that we have, but we also have some more in-depth support offered through our premium dedicated support team. And what this team can do is assist with the hands-on delivery of your account or your LMS in many different ways. So whether it's assisting on daily tasks, user management, delivering courses, custom completion reporting, giving advice on rolling out new features or a new training strategy. There's lots of different things that our group of experts have worked with clients on, and they would love to assist your group as well. Oftentimes when there's maybe changes to the organization, like a new hire for the learning and development team that's going to become an administrator, or someone taking a leave, or different things like that, our PDS group can come in for blocks of time to assist the new person, to help get them up to speed so that organizationally there's no drop off in the LMS offerings for your group. If you're interested, I see there's a couple people in this meeting that have PDS services and would speak just as highly as for Ali and her team. But if you're interested in learning more about this, or maybe discussing what options there could be out there for you, I'd love to chat with you more about it. You can reach out to us again, success@neovation.com, to find out details and some pricing options on what some of those services might look like for your group, to get that customized premium support from our team. And then on top of that, we also assist with other offerings and other services, right? We know that the LMS is just part of the overall ecosystem for the L&D organization. And some of that may mean syncing data between SmarterU and somewhere else, or maybe working on a custom single sign-on solution for your users, or introducing e-commerce and supporting you with what that could entail, in either offering sold courses or different things through your website. We've worked with a lot of clients in different offerings, and using that experience and knowledge, we're here to assist you, whether it's just through guidance and recommendations, or through our special projects group and actually helping develop some of these different solutions. So again, reach out if you have any questions, or maybe you're unsure around some of the opportunities that SmarterU can lead to within your L&D department. So let's look at one last common request. And this one is a common run around notifications. My user didn't get an email. I tried to add them to the account and send an account invite. They didn't receive it. Or maybe a course enrollment email was sent out, but I had a user that didn't get it. So there's a few different starting spots with this one. And obviously being able to trust and know that notifications are triggered out of the account is a really big benefit for any LMS. But there's different areas of the email queue within the account that you can look at. You can check the, again, user's profile and the notifications. Let me quickly pull up on the account again, and let me jump into the demo account. Our email management. This is anything notifications being sent out of your account. So one of the features that was released over the last couple of years was our queue management that gives you visibility on all emails generated out of the account, whether it's scheduled reports, account invitation emails, different things like that. You'll be able to actually go and check on the status within this report. And you can go and see when it was sent out, and if that status is different than what you were expecting. You can also do things like look at attachments that might have been sent. My user said that they received an email, but the certificate wasn't there. I could actually go and confirm if the certificate was attached to that email and then action it accordingly afterwards. With email delivery, there's always other factors as well. So our team has lots of guidance around checking spam or junk emails and making sure that, allowed lists are appropriately actioned and different things like that. But there's lots of great starting spots right within the accounts, whether it's the queue management or that audit log that we looked at earlier, to make sure that you have the information around how SmarterU sent out those emails or interacted with your users. Now, let's talk about the next iteration of SmarterU. So I mentioned at the beginning, and we're quite excited around the work that our development team has been doing over the last 2 years, but we are super thrilled about Joy LMS. SmarterU has been around for a number of years, and while we are continuing to update it, we have actually an update happening this coming weekend where we have a maintenance period over the weekend. But we're continuing to update SmarterU. There are a lot of new and exciting things going on in the L&D world that is forcing us to create a whole new platform for Smarter You 3.0. So that's where Joy LMS comes in, taking advantage of all of that new technology, building it on a new foundation to allow us to take advantage of all of the things that we learned with Smarter Youth, working with clients for a number of years, but then also using some of these new and exciting pieces like AI and being able to roll out new features in different ways. So we've done a couple different webinars on Joy LMS, a couple screenshots here just to give you a sneak peek. Smarter You is not going anywhere. We still have and are updating Smarter You, so don't worry. Smarter You is staying, and we are very excited to continue working with our clients that are using Smarter You, but we also are excited to introduce you to Joy LMS. If you haven't seen anything yet on this, please reach out to me. I'd love to chat with you about it. There could be opportunities there for you to take advantage of some of those new features coming. So look for that. But yeah, it'll be part of the email that we send out as well, that we'd love to talk to you about it if you haven't already seen. The initial version of Joy LMS is coming out this year. So some exciting things to come on all of this. Now, that's kind of the highlights of all the different support offerings that we have. I know Susan was keeping an eye on the chat, so I might jump in there really quickly to make sure everything was answered. But Susan, maybe over to you to talk about some additional webinars that we have coming.
For sure. Thanks, Chris. Haven't seen anything in the chat, but inviting people to put in their questions so you can add to the couple that you got in advance of the webinar. Also to say that I'm working with Dan for the next Joy webinar, which looks like it's going to be in June. So watch for that to be confirmed. Chris and Dan have been doing regular sessions to unfold the mystery of the Joy LMS to our users. So watch for that. But our next webinar next month is with a very special presenter. Her name is Suzanne Cart. She's the Director of Marketing at NACI. I've worked with Suzanne Cart for over a decade. We used to co-present at conferences and symposiums on all things related to generational marketing and communications, and that is her sweet spot. She understands how to communicate to Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z, boomers, you name it. And those four generations that make up your workforce might need communication in different ways to help them maximize their potential. So she's going to do a very special guest spot webinar for us coming up. Watch for the emails and notifications for that so you can register and invite all of your team, invite your decision makers, because this has real potential to help you rethink your whole communication strategy to make sure that you're meeting your learners where they are in terms of how they're communicating. So that's the next one coming up, and we've got some really great ones coming up the rest of the year. So watch for notifications on that. I also just wanted to put in a slight pitch as well for the Smarter News and the Neovation emails. We are completely revamping how the Neovation weekly emails are going to look because now we have podcasts and webinars and articles and events. So we are streamlining that piece of communication to be more than just one article a week. It's going to be a bit more of a compendium of everything that's going on with Neovation across all of our brands. So if you have unsubscribed in the past, I invite you to resubscribe. It's going to have a fresh new look, and we're kicking that off. Hopefully end of this week, early next week, as it all comes together. So that's it for me and my pitch. Chris, there is a question. Martha wants to know, will you continue to add features to Smarter You once Joy is launched?
Yeah, fantastic. So yes, Martha, absolutely. Smarter You again is not going anywhere. We're like I mentioned this weekend making some updates to it. But yes, continuing to add features, continuing to make updates and improvements to it along the way. So Smarter You will still be there. Do not worry at all. I did see we also had a couple earlier questions that were sent in during the registration. So maybe I'll just quickly touch on a couple of those. Judy was asking around setting up a learner for their courses, but making changes to the profile of that user afterwards. So for example, creating a profile, but then having to change the email after the fact. So not a problem. We usually work with clients to make sure that the notifications are all set appropriately, right? We want to make sure that your users know the best way for them to access, whether it's maybe resending the account invitation to the user after you've updated the email. That's always a good way to make sure that both the email is correct, but also that they have the updated credentials to be able to log into the account. So yeah, there's no problem making those changes, but if you're ever unsure, or maybe you're doing it in bulk through our user importer, please jump into the chat. We love to make sure that you have all the information you need, and we can work with you to make that nice and smooth as you make those updates. And there was one other question around customizations on the learner management system. So obviously, I pitched earlier a little bit around Aaron's webinar when it came to customizing the learner experience. There's a lot that can be done on the learner side. We understand that engagement for your users is the number one piece, right? If I access the LMS and it's, not interesting, it's hard to find what I'm looking for, and maybe there's nothing new or fresh, I'm not going to continue engaging. So we've done a lot of work to allow our clients to be able to customize that learner experience, whether it's, adding different messaging or videos or images all onto that dashboard, allowing you to customize the page to show the information that you want to show, or maybe show different information based on who the user is. I have one training group that needs information on their compliance training when they first log in, but for the rest of the employees, they just need to see the catalog with some welcome email or videos when they log in. You can actually have separate learner views based on the home groups that users are in. So yes, definitely. Please reach out if you have some further questions. We'd love to chat with you, take a look at what you have in your account right now, and maybe offer some suggestions around what that could look like for your learner experience. And then, yeah, I see a feature request there around some reporting. We'd love to hear feature requests. I always tell people to please let us know, because usually there's something that we can do to help close the already existing gap. But understanding what it is that you're trying to do or what you're looking for really helps, because you're almost always not alone. Someone else is looking to do something very similar, and we want to make it the best experience for all of our clients. So Martha, let me take a look and just see what we do have around the exports and the reporting specifically, and I'll follow up with you on email to talk more about what that looks like. As I
Sure.
mentioned, success at
Sorry.
Neovation for any of that. Sorry, Susan.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to say that something like this, looking at advanced reporting and formatting, might be a good opportunity to book a brief consultation session with our business analyst to look at how to use Power BI and other business analysis tools to create great ongoing reporting. Investing in a couple hours of that training to get you conversant on the Power BI platform would help you build amazing reports. So there's all kinds of adjacent services. If we can't build it into Smarter You, then we can certainly support you to achieve your end goal.
Yes, fantastic. And that's the thing. We work with a lot of our clients, not just supporting the LMS, but their full L&D environment. So working with some of these different, the Power BI is a great example of one that we help a lot of our clients with, but working in different environments to make sure that the whole training initiative is there and that they are successful in that training initiative.
Right.
I don't see any other questions. So Susan, I'll pass back
I
to
have
you.
I have a question, just something that I was
Yes.
thinking of. Talking about the Smarter You Academy, it's a two-part question. One is, if I took the Smarter You Academy 5 or 6 years ago, am I able to go in and recertify and go through it again and get updated? And second question is, some of our clients have 2 or 3 admins, some of our clients have
Mm.
120 admins. Should everyone take the Smarter You Academy, or just the leading administrators, the admin managers? Is it available for everyone if I have 100 admins?
Yeah, great question. So yes, if you've taken it before, still available for you now. When you log into your account, you'll see, and let me show you here, at the very top, there's a your profile information, and you'll see underneath it a switch account. If you're logged in and you click that switch account, it's going to show you the accounts that you have access to, which will include Smarter You Academy. So that'll be the quickest way for you to find your existing access to SmarterU Academy. If you're unsure, or maybe you don't think you ever actually got access when you originally started, please reach out. Our team is happy to give you or anyone else at your organization access. It is a free offering for as many people, whether they are full admin users or just doing specific role-based pieces for your organization. There's a lot of good information in SmarterU Academy, so we're happy to help get anyone that wants access to the Academy.
Great. Thank you, Chris. Well, my friends, we're coming up on 10 minutes to the hour, so I don't see any more questions in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am confident you learned something about SmarterU support that you may not have remembered, and found new ways to engage with us in order to do what you do easier, better, more powerfully. Chris, I want to thank you for all the work you put into this presentation and for the great job that you and your team do every day supporting our most precious resource, which is our SmarterU administrators. Please watch for emails for the next webinars coming up. We'd love to see you in the next session. I will be sending out the recording and the resource PDF to this as soon as it gets updated and rendered following the session. And don't forget to click on the survey and answer those few questions to help us do better programming for you. So on behalf of everyone at Neovation and the SmarterU team and the Success Desk team, thanks for your time today. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.